enforcement in 2 different cities.
First, the Supreme Court has lifted limits on immigration stops in Los Angeles. The justices blocked a lower court's order issued back in July. It prevented federal agents from stopping people based on their ethnicity, language, or job.
Second, the Trump administration says it has begun a crackdown on illegal immigration in Chicago. The Department of Homeland Security is calling it Operation Midway Blitz. This morning, President Trump criticized local leaders while he was speaking during an event at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C.
You try and reason with people like in Chicago with the governor and the mayor. You try and reason with them, and it's like you're talking to a wall. We'd love to go into Chicago and straighten it out.
NBC News correspondent Shaquille Bruce in Chicago and NBC News White House correspondent Vaughn Hilliard in Washington. Vaughn, let's start with you and talk the Supreme Court on L.A. What exactly did the justice say, and how is the Trump administration reacting?
Right, the Department of Homeland Security, after this decision, flood the zone in Los Angeles with the federal immigration law enforcement agents here, and that is because the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 emergency decision, lifted an injunction to the federal law enforcement agents from effectively using factors like race to pull over and check the identification of individuals to see whether they may be undocumented or not. In a 6-3 decision, in the dissent, including Sotomayor wrote that the Fourth Amendment's undue search and seizure amendment. But in the majority, Justice Kavanaugh writing that when it comes to reasonable suspicion to check somebody's whether they are undocumented or not, that federal immigration law enforcement agents may look at other factors, whether that be in Los Angeles because there's a high concentration of undocumented individuals, or particular locations like Home Depots where the justice outlines that they know that there is a high number of individuals who seek work that able to effectively be conducted under the those are salient variables that lead somebody to go and ultimately enforce federal immigration law.
Shaq, let me turn to you. What more do we know about this new immigration operation in Chicago? And I know we've seen a lot of vocal opposition, but I wonder, have you spoken to people there who are in favor of these moves by the Trump administration?
Homeland Security says that this is an operation to target immigrants who are in the United States illegally and who have a criminal record. But we've heard that before, and we know and look back to the first Trump administration where a big enforcement operation did not have a criminal. We don't believe releasing a statement saying these don't make us safer, and you're seeing some of the protest images that we've been seeing not just today but really throughout the weekend here. I want you to listen to what one organizer of a protest today told me.
We send federal resources, not federal. We need the resources that were cut for community violence intervention. We need the resources that are being cut across SNAP benefits, across Medicaid, all of these things.
And Kate, you mentioned that, or you asked, is there anyone who supports these actions? Yes, opinions are split here in Chicago. Some people see the National Guard as an effective deterrent, but you have leaders saying that there are better ways to provide federal assistance than sending federal troops.
And Vaughn, let's end with you because this expands beyond Chicago. What's the administration saying about other potential immigration enforcement actions?
Yeah, just this afternoon, the Department of Homeland Security announcing what they're calling Operation Patriot 2.0 in the city of Boston, a surge of federal immigration law enforcement agents to crack down on the number of undocumented individuals in the city of Boston. This comes just after this last Friday, they filed a law that the city is a sanctuary city and not cooperating with federal law enforcement. Of course, the Trump administration has also threatened to send in the National Guard, as well as increase federal law enforcement agency representation, or well as the city of Portland. Guys.
All right, Vaughn Hilliard, Jack Brewster, thanks to you both.